I suppose the best way to put it is it's a foundation that is selfless. They provide tickets to kids and families, military, and so forth throughout the country. And this year they provided almost 5,000 tickets to the National Western Stock Show for Military Night, which was a huge success. So I can't say enough about the Eddie's Kids Foundation and all they do to give back to this community.
Eddie's Kids is an unbelievable organization that gives kids a chance to get to something that they normally can't get to, and the heart and the soul behind it is Eddie, and it's something that we're honored to be a part of.
Well, Eddie's Kids Foundation and Kids Care Foundation, which Kelly Cheeseman and I work on, partner together throughout the hockey season to donate tickets for the LA Kings to local underprivileged youth groups throughout Los Angeles. It's been in effect since '93, and it's just an honor to carry on the tradition that Eddie started years ago and to be a part of that. And it really works out. I mean, everybody's a winner in the deal. The kids that get to come to the games, it makes the LA Kings look great, and thanks to Eddie and Eddie's selflessness that we're able to do this program.
Unbelievable when you stop and think about how this thing started. You read it in the book, and you see how we started it with 50 tickets every night. Just this past year alone, Eddie's Kids, every nickel goes to kids. But last year, and I can't do this without Kroenke Sports, who unbelievably gives back, and I mean that. The LA Kings won the Stanley Cup this year. Unbelievable. I work with those people. Phenomenal. We also do military quite a bit, and one of the biggest ones we do is with Paul Andrews and the Western Stock Show. Unbelievable we do there. This little affair here tonight, folks, you're paying $1,250 for a table. I don't want to get carried away, and I promised I wouldn't do this. But when I get these letters in the mail, want me to give $50,000 for a table, $40,000 for a table. The one thing you learn when you're in a 501c and you get the information, there's a lot of things you don't want to know. Like one of them, you're lucky if 50 cents on the dollar gets to the kids or to their charities. It is so sad. But Eddie's Kids last year, face value, $1,400,000 in tickets. Face value. I can't do that without these unbelievable people, and I mean that, I really do. I want to mention something that happened to me recently, and I don't want to take too much of time, but I think you older people like me will understand this a little bit more. When I get figures from the government, like I get now, this one that just came out again this year, I just got it a month ago. When you stop and think about this, I know my grandma who adopted 5 and had 5 would not, she'd go nuts if she knew this. I don't care what color the child is, I don't care what nationality he is in America or she is, 46.4% of every child in America that we know about is raised by one parent today. One parent. I'm not saying bad, that's a lot of work. The other day, it brought back a memory to me that was real critical why I love Eddie's Kids. We care so much for the parents and the people that work so hard for their children. I was at a gas station. I watched a lady get out of a Suburban. She had 2 kids in the seat. She pumped the tank full. $89 in gas. Now stop and think about that. That's really about $115 because she's got to earn to pay and pay the tax to get that money. I remember I was blessed in my life. When I was 11 years old, I started my first business, and I made a lot of money, and I've been doing it my whole life. And I used to clean cars, and I had some very good customers. And a friend of mine, father's, had a gas station in Wisconsin, right across the border between Chicago and Milwaukee. And I would pump gas there because I got to use his bay to clean cars. And there was a gentleman who would come through every Sunday. He'd come in this beautiful, magnificent Cadillac, convertible. The white seats were with a piano keyboard were printed on his back seats. And I'll never forget this as long as I live. The good old boys would tease me all the time because I didn't know who he was. But he treated me like I was his friend. He told me how his mother saved him so he could play a piano. His hands were destroyed and she saved him. She was Polish, and everybody knows the old days. She did not want to leave her neighborhood, even though Liberace had a lot of money. This was Liberace. When I think back, I swore my life, and this really brings tears to my eyes when I think what parents have to do today with dollar. He would give me a $10 bill to fill his Cadillac up with ethyl gasoline, we called it in those days. I cannot remember a time I didn't have $3.50 change left over for me. And when I see a mother today or a father trying to raise 2 kids or 1 child on their own and have to pay that kind of money, I really don't know how they do it. And when I get these letters from these beautiful children that Deb and the King's Care and foundations here send me these letters, and I read these kids who will say beautiful things like, oh, my mom worked so hard, but thanks to you, Mr. Eddie, I got to spend an evening with my mother for the first time in 2 years, alone. I mean, in a nice way, because it's so hard, so hard. And that's thank God to you people. I can't do it without help like this. I can't raise the money. I can do some money, but I can't raise that kind of money. I want to thank you people so much. It is unbelievable, and I mean that. One more thing. It's hard to say this, but when you travel like you do around the country, trust me, when you stop and think, a place like Del Frisco's, if you've ever been here on a Sunday night, this place is packed. Yet they close every year for me on a Sunday night, their whole business for that night, and give me the food at their cost or less. Unbelievable, folks. That's beyond belief. And the service that goes with it. These wonderful people. Now I want to get to something that's important to me. As I said to you, without certain people, Eddie's kids cannot survive. Period. I don't care what it is, it can't. I got to have the people who really support me and really motivate me and help me and stuff like that. So tonight, before I bring my friend I'm going to honor tonight, I'd like to bring a couple of people up here. I'd like to bring up here, if I could, Paul Andrews, past winner. There are a lot of other winners in this room, don't get me wrong, but there's a reason why I'm doing this. And also, I'd like to bring up Kelly Cheeseman from the LA Kings, if he would please. And the reason I'm bringing these 2 gentlemen up and other people is they're going to say something about the gentleman that I'm nominated. Not only is this man been supporting me for the past 15 years, ladies and gentlemen, you have no idea how unbelievable he is for my kids. I mean, it is mind-boggling what he does. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's reception of the award is a man that we all call the General, Kurt Schwarzkopf. Please, come on, Kurt. I'm not kidding, folks. This man is something special, let me tell you. I love you, buddy.
You know, it's hard to accept something for just being a facilitator of Eddie's kindness. So, although I know how much it means to him to honor us because we help him get out the tickets and take care of all the hard work and legwork. So, you know, I accept it on behalf of a lot of people, not just on myself. So even though my name's on the plaque, it's really for a group of people, so, and our owners, the Cronkies.
So I just want to thank everyone, no matter how you look at it. You cannot do any event without the unbelievable cooperation of everybody from the busboys to the photographers. I mean, I don't care, the people doing it, the money, the staff, the volunteers. The great news is this: children get a chance to go to a magnificent sports arena they'd never ever get a chance to go. An evening that they never forget. It means so much today. When you stop and think today, the tickets average are like $60, $70 across the country. It's tough to take a kid to go. We make sure they get there. Thank you again for all you've done. We love you, and thank you.